¿Qué más, mi tropa? ¿Qué se cuentan? ¿Cómo han estado? ¿La vida le trata muy bien? Bueno, sean todos bienvenidos a este nuevo video. Antes de empezar con este episodio, no se les olvide de darle like, seguirme en Instagram y suscríbete para más videos. Sin más preámbulos, empecemos. Antes de empezar con el episodio, les quiero hacer una pregunta. ¿Quién gana? ¿La elegancia o la arrogancia? Luego se los explico. Así que ponte cómodo, relaja tu espalda, que esta historia está por comenzar. Bueno, según lo que he dicho, entre la elegancia contra la arrogancia, me refiero a dos boxeadores cuyo estilo proviene entre la mentalidad de cada uno. Bueno, sabiendo que en México tienen a Barrera contra Morales, que ha tenido una extensa rivalidad de los años 2000. En los Estados Unidos hay muchas rivalidades. En Puerto Rico también hay muchas. Pero en ese momento les vamos a hablar sobre la rivalidad inglesa que iba a pelear por el trono entre Chris Eubank contra Nigel Benn. En 1990, Chris Eubank iba por el título de los pesos medianos. Después se lo ganó y se iba a defender contra Nigel Benn, campeón mundial de la WBC de los pesos medianos y también de los supermedianos. Todo comenzó cuando Eubank y Benn se iban a enfrentar. Es decir, como son ingleses, ellos dos se iban a pelear por el reino. Digamos, por ejemplo, como dos príncipes que se iban a enfrentar por el trono. O dos caballeros que se iban a enfrentar por honor. Es decir, para convertir en sin nombre tal, como tipo inglés. Así es la tradición inglesa. La pelea se pactó en Inglaterra. Dos de los mejores rivales y de los más fuertes se enfrentaron en 12 rounds. En cada round intercambiaron golpes, mentalidades de ganador, jabs, uppercuts, entre otros golpes más. Eso es increíble de que Eubank y Benn se estaban peleando como si fuesen dos guerreros en un solo trono para animar al rey y convertirse en el nuevo Sir nombre tal. Así, aquí les dejo el video.
He's such an unusual man, this Chris Eubank, he really is. Oh, he's coming outside on. He's throwing punches back early. We knew Benn would come out firing, as he always does. But Eubanks is answering him, even if he is doing it on the run.
He's doing it the wrong way in the first round, Reg. His hands are too low. He's very difficult to catch Eubank, but he doesn't have a tight defence. I thought he would have tightened it up already. He looks as though he's going to try to evade the punches rather than block them, and that could be dangerous. Although he's coming back with decent shots of his own. But
yeah, he's looking to win that bet, Jim. Got 40 to 1. He could win in the first. A little arrogant shake of the head there. Or confident, as he likes to call it.
So I suppose we have to remember that Benn has been shaken in most of his recent contests, Reg.
Yeah, his recovery has been better since he was knocked over by Michael Watson.
Well, what's happened, Reg, he's actually landed his own bombs before he's had to recover most of the time. But Benn's a little bit slow getting them off the mark in the first round here.
Oh, he's elusive enough, isn't he, Eubank? A real slippery character indeed, and of course unbeaten.
Benn not quite as cavalier as we've seen him. It looks as though he's trying to pick shots, so we can't fault him for that.
Now, going in and waging war recklessly might have come off second best very early. So a minute to go in the opening round.
Well, the first decent shots he landed have come from Eubank, Reg. And there's nothing wrong with his temperament. He looks very calm as they come into the ring. He really fancies the job.
Well, we've never been sure with the 24 wins, really, because the opposition hasn't been that good. But this was very much a proving fight for Eubank, and the opening round is proving pretty useful.
Well, he's kept Ben at bay so far. Ben's had to reach with his punches. He's not getting right in and getting the shoulder behind him.
Oh, well, we don't want that. The old wrestling game, 2 falls or a submission. So the countdown for the end of the first. And it looks like he's blown his bet there, Eubank. But with the money they're getting tonight, well, maybe it doesn't matter.
Yeah, but Eubank hasn't the tight defence I would expect him to have. He's looking to evade punches rather than to block them. And that obviously is dangerous with Nigel Benn. But his own punches are good and sharp in the first round.
Oh, it's getting rough. See, now that tires a fighter out when they lean on like that, Jim, doesn't it? Really, really push down there.
Yeah, I think he's just looking to mess Ben about as much as possible.
Yeah, Ben obviously likes a more conventional style. The Doug DeWitt and Oran Barkley, they're both stand-up sluggers that he nails.
Well, Ben just started to find his range at the end of the first round. He's found it a bit quicker in the second round here. So Eubank's trying to pull away from punches, Reg, and that's very dangerous for a man like this. You've got to block these punches, especially in the first 3 rounds.
Very difficult to weigh up Eubank the whole time, do you know what I mean? He just won't let you know what he's doing, and he certainly won't let the opponent know what he's doing.
Well, Ben is going to make him fight tonight, Reg. He's not going to get away with what he's got away with in the past. Ben, it's a more thoughtful approach from Ben than we've seen in the past. But he's really staying with Eubank all the way, and he's going to make him fight, Reg.
I think he has more boxing ability than generally credited, Ben. After all, he did win the ABA championships. That was a good shot, that was.
This is when Ben's dangerous, when he's got caught himself.
See, now he's doing his slow motion act, Eubank. It's incredible. He stands like a posing statue, and then he'll walk around and do a sort of Napoleonic strut. So we're into the final minute of the second then. Scheduled for 12.
Oh, that was a shot, Reg. Well, Eubanks has taken that one, Reg, yeah, so he can take a shot. That was the one.
Yeah. Other fighters haven't stood up with punches like that from Ben, have they?
That was a good shot, and that certainly got a reaction from Eubank. That was a lovely shot, Reg.
That's answered a lot of questions, Jim. Almost the final piece of the jigsaw, really, because I often wondered whether he could really take that good a punch, because he's never had a puncher compared with Ben.
And Eubank is going to have to come back with punches, Reg. He's not going to be able to strut. He's going to have to try and hurt Ben. He's done it, Reg.
He's done Ben by the look of it. He chopped that right hand down, though. He's right above us, Ben, almost falling down on the ring on us here.
This is where we've seen Ben so dangerous from this position. Here it comes.
He's always saying he likes to battle back, Ben. Well, he's got to do it here. Suddenly had a little wobble in that second round there, Ben. In fact, quite a wobble. It was almost as if somebody had ripped the carpet from under his feet.
Ben's caught him again, but Eubank is taking these punches well, Reg. So Eubank at this stage certainly looks to have the stronger chin.
It's amazing, Jim, for a fellow who openly says he doesn't like the game and calls it brutal and all that kind of thing. He's a brave guy. Started his career, by the way, in America only with 4-round fights, and he won them all, 5 of them in Atlantic City.
So Eubank is still backing off, Reg, and you would think after the success he would come forward, try to take the play away again. Ben is even more dangerous when you allow him to come forward.
So the first minute gone then in the third round, and it's quite incredible the way Eubank soaked up those punches and then came straight back. almost contempt, Jim, isn't it?
Yeah, his tactics are all wrong, Reg. He's getting away with it, he's doing well, but he should have a tighter defence. He's swaying away from punches. He's taken a full bloody jab. That's the second he's took in the last couple of seconds. He really is doing it the wrong way, especially after hurting Ben so badly in the previous round.
So the betting favourite was 11-8 on Ben. There might be a few twitchy backers around in this quite big audience. Oh, as you say, Jim, that's when he's dangerous, isn't he? Like a wounded animal, the way he flies back there, Ben. He's trying to draw Eubanks into a close quarter fight now.
Well, Eubanks nailed him with a couple of nice uppercuts, but when Ben's low, you know what's coming over, Reg. You know it's hooks that are coming over. That is when he's so dangerous, when he bends in front of you.
So big bad Ben, a little bit reddened around the left eye there, Jim. Notice that?
Yeah, well, he's taken a few shots. I see some blood in Eubanks' left eye, but it's below, it's on the cheek, so it shouldn't be a problem.
Oh, he rocked there as well. When Ben managed to nail Eubank, I tell you, the surprise stayed on his face after the pain had gone. Eubank always telling us he's the craftsman of the two, Jim, and he's got kind of an artful butchery about him, isn't he? He's clever the way he does it.
Yeah, he has. A lovely shot from Eubank. Is he going to follow up this time? Now, this is what he should have been doing, trying to back Ben up. He should never allow Nigel Benn to come forward. See, once again, that's when he's dangerous.
Propped himself on the ropes there. He took a few unnecessary punches, well, none of them unnecessary, but he really could have got away from the ropes quicker than that. It's a bit worrying for Ben if he wants Eubank to punch himself out. I don't think that's going to happen.
See, Eubank still swaying from the waist, Reg, and that's why he's been caught so often by Ben. He obviously has a good chin because he's taken some crackers already. But I would have thought he'd have got his hands up a little bit more and his chin down. But he's swaying from the waist, and that's not going to work.
I just wondered when Eubank came into the ring, Jim, whether we were going to get a kind of hit and hop it, runaway type of action from him, but that hasn't been the case.
No, well, he certainly gave us a show, Reg. He said he could do the business. Well, he's mixing it, and I worked it. Now, that was a lovely uppercut shot. It shook Eubank just as it landed, but his head's cleared again.
Oh,
I think that was more of a stumble, Reg.
Well, no, he banged that left hook to the ribs as well. He's not. When he fought Kid Milo, I noticed Eubank didn't seem to like that body punching. Well, who would? But he showed it too much there, didn't he?
And he's springing with his right hand at his. He's not throwing the same short, tight punches that he was throwing before Eubank. He's starting to stretch, and his defences have come apart a little bit in this round, Reg.
Well, he's got some durability at this stage, but I don't know whether he's breathing heavy or what. It gives the impression that he is, but maybe that's just a normal mannerism.
There's a big mouse coming up in Ben's left eye. The soft tissue under the eye has really swelled up.
Yeah, it has. I'll have to get the ice pack on that and get an end swell, as they call it, and iron it away between rounds. He's nodding to him right above us. It's almost as if Eubank's trying to talk to Ben there.
That's going to be a problem with Ben's vision, Reg, if this goes much longer.
Oh, that really would be a shame if injury causes a stoppage. You talk about the toughness of Nigel Benn, but toughness isn't always related to winning in the boxing business.
As I say, Reg, I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of long rights are thrown from Eubank now, because that eye is in pretty bad shape, the left eye of Ben.
Tell you what, Jim, it'll be a problem to keep that going for 12 rounds. are meant to keep him in condition to fight for the 12 rounds.
Well, the nice thing about Ben, he doesn't too often have to go 12 rounds, but he's landed cracking shots and Eubank has taken well. I'm not saying he can take them indefinitely, but he's taken some beauties and he hasn't even really been shaken. Well, that was another one, Reg, another good right hand. Eubank takes that well again.
A little bit more caution now with Ben, isn't he? So he's standing off there, trying to wait for somebody's lead.
Good accurate punch. That's the kind of boxing we expect from Eubank, making the other man miss and punishing him. Too often he's made Ben miss and then he's grabbed hold of him. I think this vision thing might be a problem with Ben now. He's getting nailed with a couple of sleek little counter punches. This could be his vision going.
He's picking his shots well there, Eubank.
Well, this is what we expect of him. Make the other fellow miss and pin him with counters. Discourage him that little bit. Now, Eubank not being backed up quite so much, Reg. I think he's grown in confidence that little bit. This is where he doesn't want to become arrogant.
Minute to go in round 5. Crowd really baying here. Just waiting for something explosive to happen. I really don't know which one can do it either. Eubank, I think, thinks that battle plans are a distraction. He likes to do the old sort of throwback to bare knuckle days. Boxing skill.
Ben getting caught a little bit more often as he comes in. That could be down to the pace and down to the fact that his left eye is so bad.
Working feverishly there on the very large swelling now, almost plum size under Ben's left eye.
Another good left hook from Ben, which Eubank takes again, Reg.
He's really doing his punch picking now. He's posing in his punch picking for Eubank. What confidence he's got.
Well, this is what Eubank is better at. He must have been fearing the first 4 rounds of this battle. He must be thinking, if I get past the first 4 or 5 rounds, then we come into my territory, and that might be the case. And I did notice there was a little kind of friendly pat from Ben at the end of the 5th round. So he certainly has respect for Eubank now if he didn't come into the ring with it. But he's not snarling quite as much as he was at the first bell.
He's almost saying, come on, Jim, we can read his lip from here, can't we?
Yes,
he's teasing a bit.
He's trying to do now what he should always be doing, trying to make Ben be the one who makes the mistakes. He's trying to draw a lead. There he goes, draws the lead, sticks on the counter. He's taking chances the way he's swaying back from these leads, but he's standing there waiting for them to come, so he's obviously confident he can cope with them.
Well, he's made up his mind that Eubank has got it. Oh! Now, I think he might make a meal of that, the damaged undercarriage there, but he's saying take time off. The referee, he'll give him plenty of time to get over that. There's an obligatory foul-proof protectors have to be worn. This is not a country that has a no-foul rule. I mean, if you hit him low several times, you still could disqualify him, but this referee, well, is unlikely to do that unless it gets persistent. So they are, plays resumed, and they add the extra seconds then to the end of the round. Now that was a good body punch, didn't it?
Nothing wrong with that one, Reg. That was on target. I think the punch he complained about might have been low, and if I had to be punched low, I wouldn't want Nigel Benn to be the one who was doing it. Ben's revved up, moved into a different gear now.
Yeah, he's juiced up now, isn't he?
But he's still running on to these punches from Eubank. A nice little shot right from Eubank.
very difficult fight to read for us, Jim, really, isn't it? Because they're changing so much with each round.
Yeah, well, in the last couple of rounds, Eubank has been...
Into round 7. And the cornermen then for Ben are still working hard to keep that swelling down. There's a lot of anxious faces in that corner, particularly his agent manager, Ambrose Mendy, almost leaning in the ring, calling out.
Well, I think as Eubank came into the ring tonight, Reg, he must have been wishing it was a 7th round, because obviously the early part of the fight, most dangerous. Well, it is the 7th now, so we'll see if his plan of attack holds together.
Well, there's been all sorts of estimates on how much these fellas are going to earn, but they don't really know yet until they get the full takings in, because they're on percentages of gate and ancillary rights, etc., plus, of course, sponsorship by the Daily Mirror.
Ben's got a little more edge on his attack in this round. He was kind of floundering a little bit in the 6th. Looks a little bit sharper now at the beginning of the 7th. Ben's got a problem, Reg. He's just spat out his gum shield.
Yes, it's not obligatory to put it back. The British rule has now come that if a boxer's gum shield is knocked out, they can replace it, but it's the
Actually,
WBO rules.
He just took it out and spat, and maybe some blood out or something. He had a problem with his mouth there, but I think he just held the gum shield in his glove and spat out.
Well, certainly Eubank's never had his problem with his mouth, Jim, in or out of the ring. Oh, he's got him in a headlock there, isn't he?
Well, I think Ben has realised the 5th and 6th weren't his best rounds, so he's trying to... Oh, 2 good shots now. Will Ben take those, Reg?
So he knows instantly, Eubank, when he's got the man in trouble.
This is where Eubank must be careful.
He's saying, OK, come on, now Ben's answering him back. I thought that would happen. The referee might just calm them down a minute and say, I don't want any talking, I'm the only guy who's paid for the talking, apart from the commentators. Another low blow, and he's going to make a meal of that, but they're calling Ben on, saying, take no notice, the corner will get into him.
That just looked like a borderline shot to me, Reg. Is that a little bit of Eubank's character slipping there? I don't know, but that just looked like a borderline shot then.
Saying, I want you to weave and duck your way in under those punches. He might be closing Ben, but he's not exactly pouring at some kind of unfamiliar object. He's managing to get them through.
I mean, you have to hand it to Ben. I mean, a few times in his career he's had to grit his teeth, and he's always managed, apart from the Michael Watson thing possibly, but he's always managed to do it and come blasting back. Surprised that Eubank hasn't tried to make better use of his jab, because Ben does come straight on in.
Yeah, exactly. Professes to be a master of the noble art. Oh, what? Almost came out on our lap there, Jim. A little bit of a slip. He's arguing with the referee. It was a slip. But there's no point in him shouting at him, because he got clipped at the same time.
I think it was a bit of both, Reg. It was a slip, but it was a punch that caused him to slip, so you got to count.
3 American judges, remember, if this does go 12. Referee doesn't vote. And the 3 knockdown rule, if one boxer goes down 3 times, the same boxer in only 1 round, it's automatically over. And that is how Ben retained his championship last time up against Ryan Barkley in the opening round.
Yeah, he looks just a little bit worse, Reg. They've done a good job with it in the corner, but just the swelling's gone up slightly.
Minute to go in the 8th. that's sparring for openings again, Jim. They go a bit mad at times, and then they stand and look at each other like this. It's fascinating, isn't it, really?
Yeah, well, the 5th and 6th rounds, the fortune swung in Eubank's favour, and I thought he would have put the pedal down, but full credit to Ben. He came out in the 7th with a good round, and he's raised the pace, and he's kept the pace up.
Trying to do the refereeing as well, Eubank. He's showing that was a rabbit punch back of the neck, but Richard Steele ignored it. The last furlong, as it were, and the stamina. And one trying to impose his will on the other one as well as his skill. The IBF champion right behind us here must be weighing this one up as a potential opponent, potential challenger. There's already plans if Ben wins for him to fight Steve Collins, the Dubliner who fights in the States and has already challenged for the world title.
Eubank is becoming a little bit negative now, Reg. He threw a punch and missed, and he ducked away down. You know, he's not quite as positive in his approach in this round as he's been earlier. He's going to have to psych himself up. Maybe he needs to land a couple of shots like that just to bring his confidence back.
He has finished a 12-rounder, actually, Eubank against an Argentinian, but that was an easily forgotten fight, actually. Ben would like to be able to work to the body a bit more, Jim, wouldn't he, and make the head fall. But he tucked his arms closely in there, Eubank. Not easy to nail him. Especially as he's always moving, circling.
Yeah, well, against awkward fighters who move like Eubank, it's sometimes good policy to go to the body, but it's maybe a little bit late for that now, Reg. I think Ben has to keep doing what he's doing, just keep forcing him back and try to out-punch him, keep his punch rate higher than Eubank's. So Eubank wants to slow the pace, to fight in little bursts, pick away, a couple of punches, then back on his bike again. Ben has to raise the pace and maintain it.
He's a bit of a moaner, Jim, isn't he?
Yeah, which is usually a good sign for the other fellow. When your opponent moans to the referee, it usually means he's not too happy, things aren't going his way.
I remember when your manager would say that to fighters in the corner, stop feeling sorry for yourself.
Well, Ben is the one at the moment who has been prepared to grit his teeth and show how much he wants this championship. Eubank just a little bit negative.
Well, a bad punch landed on the back of his leg, actually, as he was falling. I think he was falling for that.
That was Ben.
Oh, what a shot that is.
Really super.
Opened him up with the left hand and then shot the right hand over, and it connected. There's the countdown. If he did go down, the count would continue.
Ben's shaking, Reg.
Right to his boots, Jim.
Ben is shaking. The eyes watch, Reg. This will be the finish of the belt.
And it's all over in the 9th round. And would you believe, in Ben's corner, they looked as though they were objecting to that for a minute. Why was it stopped? But I think he was right to dive in there. Apart from the eye closing, he was also getting punished at that point, Jim.
Reg, Ben was finished at that point. The only thing that was going to save him was the bell. He wasn't going to save himself. And when the bell is going to ring, it's nothing to do with the referee. When a fighter is out of a fight to stay, he's got to stop the fight. Bad luck for Ben. A few seconds later, the bell would have rung, probably got him recovered again. But that was a tremendous left-hand shot that shook him. Eubank, to me, had become a little bit negative, but he'll probably tell us later that he bided his time and he knew it was coming. But we'll see what he says. But a tremendous finish. Well done, Eubank.
Yeah, I must say, he answered all the questions as far as I was concerned, because I have to say I was terribly confused about Eubank. Seen him quite a few times, never sure whether he was a really good fighter or not. But it looked there, I tell you, he's taken good shots, he's done a bit of acting, but, well, you can always do that. I mean, Ali did, but of course he was exceptional. So the formal announcement then.
To the winner, Chris Eubank.
Well, nobody can begrudge Eubank a victory, Reg. He took his best shots. He boxed well, he boxed the way he wanted to box, he controlled the action. A lovely performance.
La rivalidad entre Eubank contra Ben no solamente se extiende en la segunda pelea, sino que también se extendió a nivel mundial. Pero no solamente de los padres, sino también de los hijos, que en la actualidad ellos dos se pelearon también por honor, y por el honor también de la dinastía de los Eubank y los Benn. Así que si quieren la segunda parte, no se les olvide de darle like y suscríbete. Ah, y si me había olvidado, coméntenme para más videos. Así que bendiciones para todo el mundo.